I just got Tesla FSD supervised version 12.3.6 downloaded to my car, and like every new version of Tesla FSD, I take you for a test drive and test it out myself. I haven't driven the car yet since it's got this download, so this is going to be new for all of us. And so yeah, let's get in the car and let's go. And welcome to Drive Electric with Domenick. All right, 12.3.6. So my last video I made got a fair amount of views and some criticisms, but I'm going to try to keep it real. This is just my personal impressions of what I think the system should be doing at this point. I think the last video I said it was a little bit disappointing. I mean, that's not disappointing overall. It's just a bit of a disappointment compared to the previous version and what I was expecting. But yeah, let's just do this drive, and I'm going to start right from my driveway. One push down on the gear selector here. And I have a new little thing going on the route. Right at my driveway, I have a new speed bump. This one's not very severe. It's pretty, it's not super effective. But there is a new one also just down the road a little bit, and we'll see if it slows down for that. I've had mixed results so far previously with that. So yeah, let's start navigating some places and get this show on the road. I think the first place we want to go to is there in College Town. It's calculating route, and it looks ready to go. And it looks like it's going to take us where we need to go. All right, let's do it. And drive. Oh, it's not letting me go into not letting me activate. There is. From the edge of the driveway, it put itself into, it allowed the blue steering wheel to activate, and acceleration is extremely brisk. And now it's slowed down a little bit for this little tiny turn in the road. Got a first speed hump coming up, and it's slowing down significantly. Too much, actually. Okay. A little overcautious on the speed bump, but that's fine. I prefer that to, you know, dangerously jumping over the thing. It's coming very close to the curb here. So the last version, it's got a clear road. I'm not sure why it's taking so long to turn. The last version, 12.3.4, man, acceleration is brisk. So this hasn't happened to me, but it's curbed the wheels of a few, you know, cars of people I know of, you know, actual, not strangers, but people I actually know of. And it just stopped for a second coming into this traffic circle because it saw a car entering it coming from the other direction, but it really didn't need to stop. It should have been going. So in my mind, I'm thinking about how this will work as an electric taxi, as a autonomous taxi, which is like the big plan right now for Tesla. Elon seems to be putting a lot of his eggs in that basket, and he's supposed to make a big announcement around the 8th of August this year. And so, you know, I'm kind of thinking, is this system going to be ready for that? Got a turn come up here, turn right on the lights onto High Road. And it's doing that pretty well. We've got traffic backed up here from the intersection, so it's slowing down as it should. As usual, I'm covering the brake. My foot is like hovering over the brake. So this is a good distance from the car in front of me. I think the last version it was stopping a little bit farther back than I would have wanted. So yeah. I'm sort of evaluating this on a few different levels. You know, how I would feel as a passenger. You know, with the acceleration and the braking. And the previous version, I was not happy with that. And right now, I'm not. I think it accelerates too hard. I don't think it should be accelerating that hard. If you know, you want to have the experience for the broadest range of people, and for some people, sure, quick is great, but for lots of people, I feel like that's too much. And I've driven taxi before. My father was a taxi driver. My mom drove cab sometimes. I'm kind of familiar with the taxi world, and you know, you want to give your customers a comfortable ride. You don't want them to be holding on, you know, for their lives or in any kind of fear at all. So I kind of keep that in mind when I think about the modulation of the acceleration and braking. So this acceleration wasn't bad this time for whatever reason. That was fine. And I have this set at max, of course, so it will go over the speed limit somewhat. The speed limit on this little downhill here is 30. I've got no one behind me. We are doing 38, which I don't really have a problem with, personally. And that can be set, that can be changed, that can be, you know, you can set it to go just a few percentage over the speed limit, or I think just right at the speed limit if you like. But I find in town, if it's right at the speed limit, you end up with a lot of people behind you who are unhappy because some of our roads are got some pretty low limits on them. Okay, so this is feeling pretty good so far. And we're en route and we're doing what we think we should be doing. That's great. I've been looking forward to doing this for a while. I got the update, I think, last Friday. This is a Tuesday evening. It is just after 7 o'clock at night. We should finish in plenty of time before sundown. Unfortunately, we missed rush hour. I kind of wanted to do this when there was more traffic on the road. But yeah. So I saw the guy behind me in his car, like gesturing with his hands, but I think he was just talking to his passenger. I don't think it was talking about me. All right. So we're still going down High Road, 37 miles an hour. It's a 30-mile-an-hour zone, but people travel through here, 35 minimum, basically. No one drives at the speed limit on this road. No surprises yet. See how it handles this. A little bit of movement in the road, some turning lanes here and there. And we're coming up pretty soon to our first interesting sort of intersection turning situation. It's mapped out to turn where it usually does, so I don't expect any surprises here. It should get in the left lane. Though actually it could stay on the right lane, and then it would be in the proper lane for the right-hand turn that's coming up down the road. But it's always, except for I think once or twice, always. Usually it stays in this lane. It's stopping for this lady crossing the street. Okay, that was awesome. She waved at, or thanked me for stopping, but really she should be thanking the car, because I mean I probably would. I might have stopped. I don't know. Yeah, and we were stopped on the hill here, no problem whatsoever. It's a nice day. The sun won't be will be to our back once we make this turn. It's to our right now, so it won't be in the cameras at all. Maybe I should do the route in reverse sometime. That could be interesting. Yeah. DEWD loop in reverse. Also need to do a DEWD loop at night, because I'd really like to see what the differences are in nighttime performance and daytime performance, and also in the rain. I've used auto or FSD in the rain a little bit, and oh, here we go, green light. Oops. I think my foot kicked it kicked my foot, or something happened there and turned itself off. I had to reactivate, and it scooted over into this lane like it should. It should get over one more lane again, but let's see. It should have waited for this car to turn and then do this, but I was slowing down a little bit too much, and then we're good. Not bad. Not a fail by any means. This not super human like. So I would have handled that a lot differently. Because we can see the car is going to be turned off, so why get in, turn into the lane behind a car that's going to turn? You just wait for the, to go by them, then get in the lane. Anyway, we're turning right here on the stadium. No red lights today. That's great. And again, with the acceleration, a little bit stronger than I really think it ought to be, but fine. We're in the proper lane. In the past, it has gone into this left lane. I think the last time it went in this left lane, and it really shouldn't have, and it, made for challenging times up ahead past these next lights. But we're in the good lane right now, so hopefully it'll stay here. Through this light, and we've got, and now it's turning lanes, and it should not do this. It did this last time, and it should not change lanes here, because it's going to have to get in the, now we have a red light. Because it's got to make a, it's got to be in that far right-hand lane to get through the intersection in 2 lights from here. So, I don't know, there's no good reason for it to be over in this lane. And so I think I'm going to end this trip actually, and then navigate to my next navigate point. And that should, yes, perfect. So we're set up to go the way we should, and we'll see how long it takes it to figure out that it needs to get in that far right-hand lane. Last time, it waited until like just the last minute. Well, it tried to change lanes early, then there was a car coming behind us a little fast, and it waffled as it was halfway over the line and went back, and then it moved over again that later, and then we were still in the wrong lane. So when we got just about to the intersection, it finally made that final lane change, but it ended up cutting off another car in the process, so not great. So see what we do this time. We're accelerating. Car beside us moved over, but we got a truck coming up beside us. We can't get by. Our lane is open for us. Next, we should be changing lanes, but we're not. And we're going 44 miles an hour, which is too fast, and we have a red light. And we're 2 lanes out of position. So, not great. I don't know what to... It's frustrating, I think the last time, I might have initiated the last last drive I did. I think I might have initiated the first lane change to get in that middle lane, because the way we're going now, we're going to have to change the route. It's going to have to change the routing, because it's not too far to the next light, and I don't know that we're going to be able to get in that next lane, especially if it unless it like sat here and waited for these first 2 vehicles to go and then get in behind these cars. That's what I would do as a human driver, but it is not as smart as a human driver. I don't think. Some people think it is. All right, it's a long red light. Let's go. I think they're gonna have an advanced light too. Yeah, they have an advanced light, so we're still stuck here. I've just got 2 vehicles on my right here. It's just like this Ford F-150, and there's I don't know what that is, a Ford something beside me. Oh, green. Okay, it's gonna do it. No, it can't do it because the car is right there. Now the lane is open, so it can change the lane, but is it going to? Oh, it is. Okay, that's good. Now it's going to do it one more time, and it can. It can do it. It should have done it. Oh, it's all over these double solid bike lanes. Oh, it's terrible. It really should not do that. So, right. And we have a bus stopped up ahead of us here, letting some people out, so it slows down. So Yeah, I don't know, but that's a to me, I think that's a fail. You wouldn't want the car to do that with like paying passengers in the car. And just a little tap on the brakes there too. I think it's how the people on the right hand side was a little bit worried they were going to go out in the street. But then, meanwhile, the car behind me was expecting us to go, and then we hit the brakes when we were expecting to go, and that's not great. That's how you get rear-ended. I was not, thankfully. And we're on the right route now. Here on Gain Street in College Town. So I'm going to set our next navigation point. Alrighty, and so we're set again for a while. This is pretty. Whoa. The light turned yellow and it stopped, and then it went. Like, why do that? It just turned yellow, so yeah, lots of time to go through. No reason to hit the brakes. Not a fail, but that's how you get rear-ended, doing unexpected braking maneuvers. This is going pretty fast tonight. This lighter traffic and everything. I'm behind the bus, so I can't really see what's coming up ahead. You just see like the big bus on our screen. And it's not an electric bus. Oh, what's going on? I see a bunch of... Okay, there's a detour up ahead, but I think we're fine. But the bus is letting up some passengers. The light is green, but we can't do anything about it. All right. I don't know why it's stopping. It doesn't see the green light because of the bus. Now it's going. Interesting. Couldn't see the green light because of the bus. So I had to wait for the bus to get further ahead in the intersection to go. All right. I'll just check our map here. Okay, we're primed to turn left onto Duval Street, part of our regular route. Green lights. This is great for speed, at least. Now it has to turn left coming up ahead. It puts its turn signal a little bit early for me, but good. It's okay. And a little tricky thing there, but there's nothing coming, so no problem. Oh, it got right into this left lane. Sometimes it gets kind of right in that middle lane, like where it ought to. It'll need to be in that lane coming up here. I might as well take this opportunity to navigate my next point. And that's going to be 102 4th Avenue. Okay. Apply turning force. Okay, there it's in the right lane. Changing lanes now. That's good. I don't think it's ever stayed in that lane that long before. So that's kind of a first. So we can stay in this lane that we're in now, or it could get in the right lane, but this one's really, I think, the lane that we should be in for everything that's coming up ahead. So we're being passed on the inside. Okay, so this light is red now, and the last time it almost wanted to run it. It was yeah, yellow, and it put on the brakes at the last instant, but it's green this time. A lot of green lights. This is going to be the fastest DEWD loop ever. Another green light. So I'm wondering what 12.3.6 changed over 12.3.4. There might be some things that we don't run into in this test loop. I need to do some other testing. I haven't been driving it with FSD, It needs to get in this left lane a little bit late doing that move, but good enough. Yeah, I like to do a few other things. Yeah, I haven't driven it with FSD since I got this new update because I wanted, save the first time for you guys. Nothing behind me. You got a right-hand turn coming up. It usually slows down quite a bit. It's like a sharp, low speed right-hand turn. Then I'll have to redo the navigation as soon as we get around that. Yeah, because it thinks the navigation is complete now, but no, you need to keep on going to see Officer Ponce Way, which I think is still closed actually. So we have a naked left here, just a stop sign, and several lanes of traffic to cross. 2 lanes, and then there's a center lane, and then there's 2 lanes on the other side. Got 1 car coming to the left, and the right looks clearish. No, it waited too long. Okay. See, you could steer into the middle lane right here from here, but it is not. Instead, we've got our nose stuck out in the road, and it's... What is it doing? Oh, it got in the middle lane this time, and it's waiting for the car in that lane to go by. That's what it should have done at the very beginning, from the get-go. Let's put its turn signal on, and almost changed lanes in the intersection, which is a no-no, but I'm not sure why it's got the right-hand turn signal on now, and it should not. No, okay. It should not be turning right here. Oh, it's got some weird alternate way of getting onto Officer Ponce. It just routed some weird way around the lake. So let's end that and put in the proper preset so we can get to our end point. Yeah. Dude end. Fastest, right. And it's going to turn in here. Let's see what it does. It hasn't said 300 feet to dude end, it says. It's not going to go 300 feet because the road's all blocked off here, and it just can't do that. So I'm just kind of curious how it's going to maneuver in the parking lot here. Oh, huge bump. It's waiting for this car to park. Now let's see if it'll figure out a place to go on its own. That would be huge if it would like park itself in a parking spot that's like open. It might, if it's, is it doing that? It might be doing that. Oh, that would be amazing. No, it's not doing that. It just shut off here. It just had to, put itself in reverse. Let me finish the, let me finish the move actually. So this is what it should have done. Done that, and it can clearly see there's, a space between 2 parked cars that it could back up into. All right, and here we are, stopped. Another dude loop in the books. So we made it down to Lake Ella, no problems. Only one real fail. I feel like it still has like a big problem with that intersection. But some of that could be down to the navigation system, not so much the full self-driving system. So, but overall, it's pretty good. The acceleration is a little bit hard, but the deceleration was not bad this time. I didn't really notice it doing. It was a lot more annoying the last time actually. I'm like thinking about it. This particular run of the dude loop wasn't super challenging. I thought we had a lot of green lights, not a lot of traffic. Yeah, so it could have been, we've had more challenging situations. So I think I'm going to actually do some more testing over the next few days and maybe see if I can find some places where it's not handling situations as well as it could. But I think for the most part, this is pretty good. It's way better than the last for sure, especially like the pedal modulation. I didn't really remark on it during the drive very much. Just the acceleration is still a little hard. But yeah, the distance between the cars was good. Then the decelerations weren't too crazy. There's a few times where it kind of touched the brakes a little bit where I wouldn't have liked it to, because it just increases the chances of being rear-ended if you're tapping the brakes in places where the people behind you don't expect you to do that, right? So yeah, but yeah, all in all, not so bad. All right, see you in the next one.